Social anxiety is just a fucking story, fucking hairy fairy. Think positive, yeah. I can't because I've got this, you don't understand. I do. Get off your fucking arse and move. Procrastination's a myth, it's just a comfort fucking blanket. Your inner critic and the self-doubt will lower. It's fucking horrible. How do you stop beating yourself up? Now, I've been in the industry of fitness, coaching, wellness, well-being, mental health for 12 years now coming up. And I've seen it all when it comes to people tearing themselves down. This is one of the biggest reasons why people quit when it comes to getting results in their life, getting healthy, getting well, getting fit, strong, getting motivated, changing their life path. The hardest part is getting over this ability that most of us have to be able to be really harsh on myself. So what tends to happen is we get frustrated and we get angry at not performing as we think we should, or people not responding how we think they should, or things not happening the way that we think they should. Now, all of this, all of our frustration, our anger, mostly stems from unmet expectations. So think about that. We have an idea of how something should be, and it's not that way, so we think it's shit. We're shit. What's the fucking point? As we focus on what is not, we disregard everything that happened beforehand. Think about this. This is your expectation. This is what you think should happen, and you are here. And you're looking at this expectation and it's unmet. Let's say it's a weight loss goal. Let's say it's a life goal. Whatever it is, you're looking and you're like, I should be here. It should not work. It should work out this way. It should be there. I should be there. And you're here looking at the unmet expectation, experiencing anger, frustration, and ultimately fear, because anger is the frightened self. But the anger stems from the unmet expectation. Now, there's an old Tony Robbins quote that says, change your expectations for appreciation and everything changes. And I love that. So what that means is you take what you expect to happen, and rather than thinking about how shit it is or how shit you are and how you haven't achieved it, you look at how far you've came. You look back strategically, you reflect, you stand present and say, look where I am now compared to where I was. Now, what most people do is they say, life's always moving forward, never look in the rear view mirror. Terrible advice. Actually, it's fucking great advice if you do it properly, because what you can do, if you think about it, is you can look back and find yourself in what you call the gain, which means you're looking at what you have done, what you've overcame, what you've achieved, what you're looking forward to, what you're striving for, and you can be in a position of power and self-confidence. Most people live in, this is the expectation over here, the gap. So they look at the expectation, the result, the goal they haven't got or the thing they should have, and they're like, look how far I've got to go. I'm so far away, I'm shit me, I'm shit. And the expectation, the result, the thing is over here. They're living in fear, scarcity, and ultimately self-doubt, thinking I've got so far to go, what's the point? They're living in the gap. They're seeing what they don't have, what they can't do, and what they failed at. Rather than living in the gain, where they're still in the same place, but they look back strategically and think, look what I've overcame, look who I have became. Look what disciplines I've applied more than I have previously. Look how much weight I've lost already. Look how many steps I've taken. Look how many sessions I've turned up to. Look how many times I've opened that book. Look how many times I've said no. Look how many times I've raised my standards, and I've got to where I'm at now. Wow. Let's put it this way. If you were to look back, I'm using my arms as an analogy here. If you were to look back the last 5 or 10 years and you wrote a list of what you've overcame, what you've achieved, what wins you've had, you would probably agree that that list would inspire you and think, fucking hell, actually I'm further ahead than I thought. I've overcame a lot more than I remember. See, because we have an innate ability to forget, and we've put ourselves right in the gap, which is a difficult place to be, in the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be. We're all on our way, or we're in our way, as the phrase says. Are you on your way, or are you in your way? Most of us are in our way because we're looking too much at the unmet expectation, the thing that we don't have, that we feel we can't get, that we're shit because we're so far away from, right? We're in our way, or we could be on our way by saying, hey, look what I've done already. Hey, imagine because I've done that, now I can do this. Okay, now you can look forward at what you don't have and say, hey, you know what? What's the next step? What's the next thing I need to do? The one step to take me further towards gaining the thing that I want. See, you're either in the gap or you're in the gain. Where are you? And you know that you're in the gap if you're so focused and frustrated on what you don't have. You're in the gain if you're appreciative and grateful for what you do have and where you are. They say that happiness is wanting what you have. What a great fucking phrase that is, eh? What a great fucking phrase. Happiness is wanting what you have. Most people don't want what they have. They hate the body they're in, they hate the job that they're in, they hate the relationship they're in, they hate the situation they're in, they hate the fucking car they're in, the house they're in, they hate the situation that they're in, right? So they're not happy. But happiness isn't found outside of yourself, because let's say you change your job, you might be a hell of a lot more happy, but if you're still the exact same person inside and you're still motivated by fear and scarcity and complaining, and you think that the world's against you and nothing ever good ever happens to you, wherever you go, you are. It's like these people who feel like a holiday will sort them out. Or if I just book that holiday, then all my stresses will go. You know what it is? You've still got the stresses to come back to, but at the end of the day, where you go, you are. You might be a little bit more relaxed for a week or two when you're in Tenerife or on the beach in Mexico, but when you come back, you're still the same person. You haven't changed you inside, and that's where happiness comes from. This is where growth and progress, i.e. being in the gain, seeing how far you've came, how far you have progressed, makes you happy. If you feel you're not growing and you're not progressing, you're in the gap, which means you're suffering. And that, my friend, is a choice. Struggle is part of the process of life. Struggle is part of the way to get to the gain that you want, the result that you want. But suffering is a choice by choosing to focus on the wrong things. Wherever you put your focus, your energy will flow, right? Think about that. Where you put your focus on what's wrong and what's shit and how crap you are and how far away and it's not the way it is, guess what? Your energy is going to flow into that and you're going to get more of it. However, if you look back and think, this is how far I've came, this is where I want to go, this is what I've overcame, this is who I'm becoming, this is the things that I have achieved and I have done, I'm quite pleased and proud of myself. There's a lot of power in that. Then you're able to see that actually you're doing better than most. And like I said, people have this innate ability, this unbelievable fucking ability to beat ourselves up, to be talking shit, to shit all over ourselves. I'm crap, me, I've never been good at this, I've always been that way, it just runs in the family, I'm fucking big boned, all this shit, we just shit over ourselves, we talk down to ourselves. Imagine if you talk to somebody else how you talk to you. Fucking hell, imagine how bad that person would feel. Most of us are so fucking negative towards ourselves. We're pleasant to other people, but to ourselves, we're like, this inner critic's like, not me, not today, you're fucking useless, you're stupid, you'll never be able to do that, you've never done that before, you look like a fucking fool. Social anxiety, that's another one. Social anxiety is just a fucking story. Oh, I've got anxiety, me, I've got anxiety, me. Who fucking doesn't? Anxiety is good, it's the emotion of growth. Anxiety is there to say, this is stressful and scary, but ultimately at the end of it, I'm gonna get something. When you experience anxiety, it's just often unrealistic expectations. And often, usually, just unrealistic thoughts that aren't even true. And you know this to be true because you've went through anxiety previously. If you'd looked back properly, you've overcame and you've thought, I wish I'd started sooner. I overthought that completely. It was never as bad as I thought. The anxiety is there to teach you something. But most of us are experiencing it a little bit and going, oh no, not today. I'll just keep me cigarettes, I'll keep me alcohol, I'll keep me fucking food, I'll keep me comfort, I'll stay low, I will sedate, cower away, do what I'm comfortable with, do what I've always done because I'm that kind of person, because I've got anxiety. Oh, not me, I've got anxiety. We all have fucking anxiety. I've written 2 books on mental health. I know exactly how it feels. The clammy hands, the palpitations, the shortness of breath, the overthinking, the need to want to escape, the looking around, not wanting to make eye contact, the absolute, the temp. I'm feeling it right now because I'm talking about it. The temperature raise in your body, it's fucking horrible. But you know what? Sometimes we have to lean into what's uncomfortable. Most of us blame anxiety, blame depression, blame mental health, blame all these things that, again, may be a big issue for us, but we blame them as our crutch. And we're not willing to step forward into discomfort to get ahead of them and to get a handle on them. And that's ultimately the goal, is it not? Get ahead and get a handle on your mental and physical health. And you should always start physical, by the way, because it's the easiest place to start. Get off your fucking arse and move. I can't make it any more simpler. Exercise is the most underutilized antidepressant, which will stop you feeling fucking sorry for yourself and stop you beating yourself up, that when you do more regularly, your self-esteem, your self-worth will rise, your inner critic and the self-doubt will lower when you are more active with your body. Because chemically, you change inside. Physiologically, it creates dopamine, which is a feel-good chemical, which is what you're lacking when you're in a sedentary place, when you eat shit and you consume too much social media and you look at other people's lives and compare you, or you compare your life to some, like we said at the start, some unrealistic expectation, this unmet expectation, which creates fear, scarcity, overwhelm, frustration, and then ultimately self-doubt. See, we have an ability to beat ourselves up and talk shit to ourselves. What we need to do is start crafting the ability, like it took me a long time to do, crafting the ability and the skill set and the mindset to be able to stay more focused on what is going right, what could go well, what we have done, what we've overcame and where we want to go in a positive mind frame. Now, positive thinking itself is very difficult. It has a lot, and to be fair, it's a little bit fucking hairy-fairy. Think positive, yeah, what? You know, read The Secret and everything will be fine. No, it fucking won't. Yes, it's important to keep a positive mental attitude. There's a lot to be said. Attitude is everything. I've got that tattoo on my wrist. Attitude is everything because it is. It'll determine how you feel throughout the day. However, we need to reinforce and back up the attitude, the positive mental attitude, with things that are fucking uncomfortable that we maybe don't want to do. Like exercise, like meditation, like journaling, like cold therapy, like speaking to somebody that we trust, like putting myself out there more, like picking the phone up more, like doing things that are uncomfortable, that stretch us and challenge us, that we know at our fucking core, at our heart center, will make us feel relieved. I'm so glad I did that. But you know when you start putting off and putting off and putting off, one day, procrastination, it's just a sedation technique. Procrastination's a myth. It's just a comfort fucking blanket. Just stops us, just makes us avoid the hard work, and then we blame anxiety, depression, whatever it may be. I can't because I've got this, you don't understand. I do. I've done this 12 years. I understand. But we have to make sure that we take the right course of action to get forward to where we need to go. If this video has been useful and you'd like to learn more about how to get this body and mind on track, send me a DM, send me a direct message at Luke John Harrison, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, and everywhere else, wherever I am. Find a way to contact me, and let's talk about you and getting your life supercharged with high energy, high enthusiasm, and a new rejuvenated sense of self. See you on the next one. If you'd like to learn how to create outstanding levels of energy, motivation, and self-control, my second book, Supercharged, the modern day guide to doing exactly that, is out now.